Judge Dredd, the lawman of the future. In the sprawling nightmare of Megacity One, crime never sleeps. Hundreds of millions of people are packed into towering city blocks stretching across what was once the eastern United States. Unemployment is rampant. Violence is a daily occurrence. Riots can erupt over the smallest inconvenience. In this world, the traditional justice system has collapsed. To restore order, society created the judges. Police officers, judges, juries, and executioners all rolled into one. And among them, one name stands above all others: Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd first appeared in 1977 in the British comic anthology 2000 AD, created by writer John Wagner and artist Carlos Esquerra. While superheroes dominated comic books at the time, Dredd was something entirely different. He wasn't a hero in the traditional sense. He didn't crack jokes. He didn't wear a cape. He didn't save the world because it was the right thing to do. He enforced the law, no matter the cost. What made Dredd instantly unique was that readers almost never saw his face. The helmet stayed on. His identity wasn't important. The law was. The setting itself became one of the greatest achievements in comic book history. Megacity One was more than a backdrop. It was a living character. Gigantic apartment blocks housed millions of residents. Robot workers replaced human jobs. Reality television consumed the population. Consumerism, government overreach, celebrity culture, and political corruption were all exaggerated into dark satire. Judge Dredd wasn't just science fiction, it was a warning. Over the decades, the series tackled some of the biggest themes imaginable: freedom versus security, individual rights versus government control, the dangers of authoritarianism, the cost of maintaining order in a chaotic world. One of the earliest landmark stories was the Cursed Earth. Dredd traveled through the radioactive wastelands outside Megacity One, encountering mutants, monsters, and remnants of a shattered America. It expanded the world beyond the city and established the scale of the post-apocalyptic future. Then came The Judge Child, a massive adventure involving a child prophesied to save the future. The story helped cement Dredd as one of the most compelling characters in comics, but perhaps no story had a bigger impact than Apocalypse War. In this epic storyline, Megacity One is invaded by its rival superpower, East Meg One. Nuclear attacks devastate the city. Entire sectors are destroyed, millions perish. Dredd responds with brutal efficiency, launching a counterattack that leaves lasting scars on the world. Unlike many comics where destruction is forgotten a month later, Judge Dredd stories often carried permanent consequences. The city remembered. The people remembered. History mattered. Then came one of the most terrifying additions to the mythology: the Dark Judges. Led by Judge Death, these supernatural beings came from an alternate reality where all life was deemed guilty of the ultimate crime: being alive. Judge Death's philosophy was horrifyingly simple: life itself is a crime. Alongside Judge Fear, Judge Fire, and Judge Mortis, the Dark Judges became some of the most iconic villains in comic book history. Their arrival pushed Judge Dredd beyond science fiction and into horror territory, creating some of the series' most unforgettable stories. As the years passed, Judge Dredd evolved in ways few comic characters ever have. Unlike Batman, Spider-Man, or Superman, Dredd actually ages. Time moves forward. The world changes around him. Political movements rise and fall. New threats emerge. Entire generations grow up within the pages of the comic. Readers watch decades of Megacity One history unfold in real time. This commitment to continuity helped make the series feel incredibly realistic despite its outrageous premise. Judge Dredd's influence spread far beyond comics. Its vision of sprawling future cities helped inspire countless science fiction films, video games, and television shows. Many elements of modern cyberpunk storytelling owe a debt to the world created in the pages of 2000 AD. Hollywood eventually came calling. The first major film adaptation arrived in 1995, starring Sylvester Stallone. While financially successful, many fans criticized the movie for abandoning one of Dredd's most important rules: the helmet stayed on for much of the film. Years later, a second adaptation would earn far greater respect. 2012's Dredd, starring Carl Urban, captured the grim atmosphere, violence, and dark humor of the comics. Urban never removed the helmet, delivering a performance many fans consider the definitive live-action version of the character. Today, nearly 50 years after his debut, Judge Dredd remains one of the most important comic book characters ever created. Not because he is a superhero, not because he always does the right thing, but because he forces readers to ask uncomfortable questions. How much freedom are we willing to sacrifice for safety? How much power should government possess? And what happens when the people enforcing the law become more powerful than the law itself? In the end, Judge Dredd isn't just a comic book character, he's a warning from the future, a future where order has won and freedom may have lost. Because in Megacity One there is only one truth: I am the law.